Eduardo Alfonso stays in the game. He pinch ran for Vizcaino. He stays into play second. Inside again.
And now Charlie Williams is going to warn Bobby Jones.
And Avery looking over in their dugout. Maybe he's hearing something coming out of their dugout. You know, I don't think those pitches warranted that, Pete. Charlie Williams trying to wave off Dallas Green.
To be honest, the pitch by Steve Avery did warrant that.
Yeah.
These two pitches weren't that close.
Charlie Williams is trying to nip something in the bud that may get ugly, and I don't blame him for that. But to be honest with you, those pitches from Bobby Jones weren't close.
And see, the problem is here is the Mets obviously retaliated for Vizcaino being hit. And they're the ones that are in trouble.
I agree. I agree. That doesn't seem right. But this rule was instituted years ago in order to keep ugly things from happening and keep people from getting hurt. And the Mets are the ones that maybe, you know, you could call it getting shortchanged because they don't get their measure of revenge. But it's to keep revenge from occurring and hurting somebody. Now then, if you go back and look at those first two pitches, I don't know what Bobby Jones' intentions were, but they certainly weren't very close. And now Dallas Green yelling at Steve Avery.
He's yelling something to Steve Avery. And look out. The benches have people on their feet in both dugouts. And here we go.
Todd Hundley trying to get a piece of Steve Avery. Grissom has him. And now everybody trying to protect Steve Avery. Somebody better get Marquise Grissom out of the grips of about 5 Mets.
Dallas Green is trying to get at Steve Avery.
Well, Fred McGriff had a good hold of him. Ned Yost has come in to try to help Marquise. So is the rest of the bullpen. Big Frank Howard trying to pull him out of there. But Dallas Green started this one, folks. He was headed back to the dugout and he fired some parting shots at Steve Avery. And then Todd Hundley took up the argument.
But see, here's where I think things could have been different, Joe, if the warning had been issued when Steve Avery hit Jose Vizcaino. If the umpires had been aware of the exchange between Avery and Vizcaino, then when Bobby Jones threw those two pitches close enough to Steve Avery for Charlie Williams to think it were retaliatory, he would have been out of the game, and so would Dallas Green immediately. The pitcher and the manager both are ejected at that point. They got a free shot at Steve Avery, and that's what touched this whole thing off.
Yeah. But I don't know, Pete, that they were aware of what Vizcaino did. I don't think they were aware of what Steve Avery saw. I don't think any of them saw what Steve Avery saw. Steve Swisher, by the way, the bullpen coach for the Mets, came in and tried to incite some more too. He was involved in that big fight that the Mets had with the Cubs, and he got a suspension for being heavily involved in that fight. And he was trying to stir it up a little bit more. When he came in and was there, they were trying to get everything separated. He was trying to bait somebody else. Dallas Green obviously not happy that a warning was given over two inside pitches that were not really that close to